My brothers and my sisters in Islam, you all have beautiful hearts, mashallah. Believers in Islam have beautiful hearts. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises that all our hearts are really beautiful. Even if the exterior has been blemished by all the sins that we have accrued over time, even if the exterior has been blemished by trials and tribulations, even if the exterior has been blemished by all the sins that we have earned, even if the exterior has been blemished and is now ready to pass away, by Allah, every one of us has beautiful hearts. Whether we like it or not, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created every single one of us with beautiful hearts. There is an authentic hadith, which is an amazing hadith in Bukhari, where Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was once sitting in his masjid, and a companion Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam walked in, and he smelt of alcohol. He had just drunk alcohol. And so the Prophet ﷺ ordered that he be lashed. So when they were lashing him, and he was a repeat offender, by the way, so when they were lashing him, at that point, it is narrated in the authentic hadith in Bukhari that a little bit of the blood from the man's back, from this Sahabi's back, splashed on the thobe of Khalid bin Walid, radiyallahu anhu. And when the blood splashed on Khalid bin Walid's thobe, Khalid bin Walid cursed the man. La'anatullahi alayk. May the curse of Allah be upon you. So at that point, Rasulullah ﷺ stopped Khalid and said, La ya Khalid, do not curse him. Innahu yuhibbullah wa rasul. Verily he loves Allah and His Messenger, do not curse him. Allahu Akbar. My friends, it is possible that you're spending your life doing sins. It is possible that you're engrossed in sins. It is possible that day to day you're only earning sins. It is possible that by Allah, up until now, you have far more sins than you have good deeds. It is possible that you're not actively doing something for the cause of Allah, and that every single day you are engrossed in doing things for this dunya only, and only earning an excuse in front of Allah to punish you. It may be the case, but by Allah, you truly love Allah and the Messenger. You must love Allah and the Messenger. If you don't, why is Allah giving you the chance to come here? If you didn't love Allah and the Messenger, why have you taken your time to be here today? Believe me, the food is not worth it. Believe me, the time away from your family is not worth it unless you truly want this knowledge. Unless you truly want something better and greater. There is far more attractions out there. As I walked into this school and I saw all the attractions out there. There is a cinema out there, there's food out here, there's shopping centers out there, far more distractions. Yet you have chosen to spend time remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, trying to learn about how to protect your iman in the 21st century. You must have a good heart. You must have a good heart. Even if you are like that Sahabi who is drinking, still you must love Allah and the Messenger. This is why you are here. And of course Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala must want good for you. Allah must want good for you. Otherwise, why is Allah providing for you whilst you are sinning? Allah must want good for you. Otherwise, why would Allah give you hidayah and guidance after you have chosen to sin against Him and take misguidance? Allah must want good for you. So be positive, my friends. Irrespective of what has happened in the past, be positive. Be positive. There is good inside you. Find that good inside you and let it come forth. My brothers and my sisters in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran a very beautiful verse about the heart of a believer. He actually describes the heart of a believer. And there is a beautiful verse in Surah Nur where He describes the light in the heart of a believer, and He tells us that our hearts are so pure, so pristine, so clean, so clear. It is so amazing that all we need to do is just like a glass where we polish and the blemish runs over. Then in the same way, we simply need to polish the heart and the blemish will run over. I'm going to recite to you from Surah Nur, and I want you to listen to this verse where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the light in the heart of a believer. And Allah says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله نور السماوات والأرض مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح المصباح في زجاجة الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار نور على نور يهدي الله بنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم. Allahu Akbar. I wish you would understand Arabic. But Allah, it is because of this I used to stand as a young boy, 18 years old, with all of these Arabic books in the University of Melbourne, where I used to go and pray my Fajr prayer, where I used to go and pray my Jummah prayer. I would stand with all these Arabic books and I would say, oh Allah, teach me Arabic so I can read these books. Allahu Akbar. And Allah answered the dua. Beautiful verse in the Quran. Allah says, Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. Allahu nuru samawati wal ard. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. That's right. Allah is nur, Allah is light, and from Him is light. In the same way, Rasulullah said in authentic hadith in Bukhari, he said, Allahumma anta as-salam wa minka as-salam, tabarakta dhal jalali wal ikram. Oh Allah, you are as-salam, and from you is as-salam, is peace and tranquility. Glory be to you, and far are you away from what people associate from you. So it's possible that Allah is a light, and of course from Him is a light as well. So Allah says, Allahu nuru samawati wal ard. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. Meaning from Allah is the guidance for the heavens and the earth. From Allah is the inspiration, for Allah is the motivation, for Allah is the sustenance for the heavens and the earth. Allahu nuru samawati wal ard. Mathalu nurihi. And He gives the example. He says the example of His light. Mathalu nurihi. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu mentioned here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the heart of a believer. Meaning the light in the heart of a believer which is from Allah Azza wa Jal. So He says, مَثَلُ نُورِهِ, the example of His light, مَثَلُ نُورِهِ كَمِشْكَاتٍ فِيهَا مِصْبَاحٍ. It's like a lantern within which is, the essence of which is a small candle. So imagine in the heart, in your heart, at the essence, at the core of your heart is a candle. And that candle has a single wick of flame and it's burning inside you with a very simple light. Al-misbahu fi zujaja. And that single candle is enclosed in glass, and that is within a lantern. Have you seen those lanterns where people carry? Inside it is a wick with a little bit of flame, and that is enclosed in glass. And we know, for example, when I used to go to my villages back in Bangladesh, we used to carry this with us all the time, those lanterns. Those lanterns, a little bit of kerosene we used to put inside it. Yeah, it's like that. There's a wick inside it, it's enclosed in a glass. So al-misbahu fi zujaja. And that lantern is enclosed in a glass. Then he says, az-zujajatu ka'annaha kawkab. The glass is so bright, it's so amazing, so sharp, it's as if it's a star. كَأَنَّهَا كَوْكَبٌ دُرِّيٌّ يُوقَدْ. It is a star that is so durri, meaning so bright that you can't even look at it. So intensely bright, so much light from it. دُرِّيٌّ يُوقَدُ مِنْ شَجَرَةِ مُبَارَكَةٍ. It is fed from a tree, meaning the oil that feeds this light, that from which it burns, is fed from a blessed tree. Min shajarati mubarakatin, from a blessed tree. Zaytunatin, from a blessed olive tree. La sharqiyya wa la gharbiyya, neither from the east nor from the west. Yakadu zaytuha yudi walau lam tamsashu nar. The oil is so pure, it's so pure, that even before the fire touches it, it's about to burst forth in light. And when it does, Nurun ala nur, light upon light. Yahdi Allahu bi nurihi man yasha. Allah guides with His light whoever He wills. And for he who there is no light, who Allah does not give light, then there is no guidance for him. Let me explain this verse, a most amazing verse. A most amazing verse. Allah gives these parables, but if you think about it, it unlocks amazing passion and wisdom in your heart. Allah says Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. We understood that. مَثَلُ نُورِهِ, the example of the light of Allah, the guidance of Allah in the heart of a believer, is like a single candle. And that is the fitrah that is within your hearts. Imagine you all have this ability to recognize Allah. And you all do. Whenever you sin, you feel bad. Whenever you sin, don't you feel bad? Whenever you're in distress, don't you raise your hands up to Allah? Whenever you are on a ship and you're about to be shipwrecked, for example, doesn't your hands go up to Allah? It does. So that is the essence of the fitrah in your heart. The ability to recognize God. The ability to recognize that you are a slave. And that ultimately you are a slave to someone far more precious, far more knowledgeable, far more greater than you, far more excellent than you. You are ultimately totally dependent upon Allah. Ya ayyuhan nas, antumul fuqara'u ila Allah. Wallahu wal ghaniyul hamid. O mankind, you are all beggars to Allah, and Allah is free of all wants, the King. Absolutely. And this is the fitrah and the hearts, just like that candle that is burning within us. That simple candle. That's enclosed in a glass, Allah says. It's enclosed in glass. So Allah has described our heart to be fragile. Because what is the glass except fragile? What is the glass except fragile? And also Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah explains that the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has explained our heart to be like glass is because it gives the idea of fragility. It cracks very easily. Isn't that the case? Can you hold yourself back when you talk about Allah Azza wa Jal? Can you truly hold yourself back when a verse of the Quran is read out to you that truly touches your heart? Doesn't your heart tremble when talking about Allah? Doesn't your heart tremble when talking about Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? It does indeed. Truly, my friends, our hearts are like fragile vessels, like glass. Thank you. I need some water. Thank you. So it is like glass. Also, another amazing reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that our hearts are like glass is because glass is transparent. It's transparent, so whatever is inside it will shine forth. If you have iman in your heart, it will show on your limbs. It will burst forth. If you have disbelief in your heart, you can't hide it. It will eventually come out. If you truly have sincerity, that will show. If you truly are a munafiq, that will eventually come out. It's not possible for a person to say that he loves Allah and His Messenger and doesn't struggle in his cause for the whole life. It is not possible for someone to say that I love Allah and the Messenger and not to raise a finger when Allah and His Messenger are being cursed. It's not possible for you to say I love Allah and the Messenger, for you to never pray in your life, for you to never go for Hajj, to never give zakat, to never help anybody at all. It's not possible at all. So if the actions are bad, it must indicate that the heart is bad. And if the heart is good, it must make the actions good. إِنَّ فِي الْجَسَدِ لَمُضْغَةً إِذَا صَلُحَتْ صَلَحَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّهُ وَإِذَا فَسَدَتْ فَسَدَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّهُ أَلَا وَهِيَ الْقَلْبُ. And that's authentic hadith in Bukhari. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, indeed, in the heart of a believer is a morsel of flesh. If it is good, then the whole body is good. And if it's bad, then the whole body is bad. What is it except the heart? It is the heart of the believer. So that is why it's glass. It's fragile, it cracks, but it's easy to mend. Haven't you seen O'Brien ads on TV? Where it says if you have a crack on your glass, it's called O'Brien. And they'll come and mend it for you. It'll be good as gold. That's exactly it. It's easy to mend. And also it's easy to break. And it's transparent. What is in your heart will shine forth. So you can't hide it. Best thing you can do is to ensure that you truly have a pure heart. And it's also appropriate to describe the heart as a glass because Haven't you seen glasses that have blemish on it? When they have blemish on it and dirt on it, then nothing can shine forth from inside it. Have you not seen those lanterns that are dirty? No light comes out unless you clean the glass. And that's precisely how our hearts are. The Prophet ﷺ said, indeed when a person sins, then there are dots that are put onto the heart. And they are not removed until he does a good deed. And we know, of course, the authentic hadith of Rasulullah ﷺ, Bukhari and Muslim, where he said if someone misses Jum'ah 3 times in a row, then obviously a black dot gets put onto the heart. It's like the black dot on the glass that prevents the nur from coming out. Why else do you see when people become older and older, when they haven't lived their life upon Iman, they have this dark gloominess on their face? But Allah, they have this dark gloom on their face. Yet some other people, when they walk into the room, you say, subhanAllah, so much light. That's light. They used to say, when Rasulullah ﷺ used to come out on the full moon night, we used to compare the light of Rasulullah ﷺ to the light of the full moon. And that's an authentic narration. Authentic narration. Amazing, isn't it? Because truly when your heart's so pure, and you clean the glass so much, that ultimately what's in the heart will shine forth.